This is BleedTV, the only podcast for today's best shows and movies. I'm Zach.
And I'm Cash.
And tonight we have Into the Badlands. This is Season 3, Episode 3. This one's called Leopard Snares Rabbit.
Love the title. I'm glad we're going back to these kinds of
we can
things.
figure this one out.
Yeah.
Still don't know who the fuck Raven was last week, but...
Yeah, because Moon completely destroys that by being Leopard, unless this guy's just multi-shifting.
Yeah, here's the other thing, too, is that did you actually snare the rabbit? Because to me, she got away.
No, she was snared. But I mean, by the end of the episode, she came back to the widow exactly like she predicted.
Okay, well, snare is like captured, so...
I mean, that's fair.
I'm gonna go with that one. But anyway...
Semantics.
Yeah. All right, so overall thoughts?
A lot of fun, but it had some of the worries that we were worried about in the first episode.
Yeah,
but I mean,
the episode overall was a lot of fun. I enjoyed a lot of little twists and turns, a lot of cool stuff. And really only have maybe 2 or 3 kind of gripes per se, and 2 of them are the same repetitive ones that we talk about all the time. But again, the action is great. The choreographing is great. The costumes are great. The landscapes are great.
I forget the guy's it's Leopold Giovanni or something. The costume director.
Yes.
This dude is phenomenal.
It's just things are working well. Like even sometimes, sometimes the outfits were like, that's a little much. The only outfit of all these that I'm kind of like, it's not the best, and only because it's in comparison to some of these other ones, is the rabbit outfits. The multicolored shoulder pads for the rabbits, sometimes they look a little bulky, don't really match. They're not as sleek and as impressive as like the widow's blue trench coats and the
But the mask that she wears as the Iron Rabbit, I'm like,
we were missing that.
She just needs to wear that full like that. That's her costume now. Is that mask?
Like anytime she gets in a fight scene, I think just needs to appear.
Yeah,
stick to her face. I'm not saying anything, but it just really adds to that part.
Like I mean, it is like it gives her power or something. I don't care. Just make her wear it.
Right. So it wastes no time when we get into the episode.
Well, how about just the cinegraphic shot of the poppy fields? Like as soon as coming in.
I said, the landscapes and everything were just amazing. The pigeon looks good. Yeah, it's coming through.
The vibrance of just all the colors and stuff. And like the main reason I want to put on that is like the next scene when you're with Sonny and Baji and it's dark and gray and we got all the smoke stuff. I was like, the contrast is
well. You can
amazing.
Tell somebody's really making the landscape. The rest of the camera and everything else is a character for the show.
It really is.
And so that's what you enjoy. Or you can go over and watch Fear the Walking Dead where everything is gray, dreary, god-awful, and all you can hope for is the characters to do something for you.
And they're not going to do anything for you.
They're dying right and left and don't.
If you're still on that show, I'm
not going there. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, again, the pigeon goes through. The girl gets the note that says, "Get out now." And they all look kind of bewildered, and suddenly she takes a bolt right through the chest.
Yeah. And did you have any doubts of who sent this note?
I immediately knew it was Lydia.
Yeah.
Immediately. All that's right was immediately saying, Lydia sold you out. This is her way of trying to save you.
And I love how everybody immediately knows that Lydia is essentially the person that sent this.
There's no doubt. Did you think it was any corniness about them out there training early in the episode? The part where like they're out there just practicing their moves and techniques and different things, and you even notice 1 or 2 of them stumbling. I don't know if you noticed that. I was kind of like, it just seemed unpolished. But again, it could be, these are younger people. You're just creating your little dynasty here.
Exactly.
So I let it ride.
Especially since like by the end of the episode, I was definitely okay with it because you have Sonny talking about it, and like you are seeing they're just kids.
Right. So I was
like,
okay with that.
Once I had like that and I went back to that part of the episode, I was like, I'm actually okay with this. I'm glad that they had something like this because it's that building that you get upset with other shows for not doing.
Correct. So after girl takes the bolt to the chest, dies horribly. I mean, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Tilda walks out, pulls out her... what would you call this? It's not a ninja guitar because it's got a handle, but it's got 2 blades, and it looks like a Mercedes symbol.
Yeah, because like I raved about it in the first time we ever saw it and everything because it's such a unique weapon. We haven't seen it. I still have no idea what to call this thing.
Yeah, we're going to call it the Mercedes weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my first gripe, is that she stands there, and homegirl just took a crossbow to the chest.
Which I'm still really upset with how thin and terrible looking these crossbows are.
Right. And so there's 9 people staring at them, and they're like, "Oh, Tilda, you're the rabbit." No, that's all fine.
And the one person was super betrayed. Who was it?
Yeah.
It was her old girlfriend from back there.
I think so. And so she takes her Mercedes weapons, and she, no fear, no nothing, flings it, and it takes out 7 of them because it does a wanted curve and hits them all like in the throat or
instant kills.
And I was just like, stop.
It was cool when it came through a vehicle and everything.
It
but
killed one person.
Not
but
7.
Don't show me you kill 7 people. People don't stand still to go, ooh, look. My throat just got... that part was like...
It was bad.
It was a bridge too far. That was a kind of a letdown. I mean, I get it. That's a cool weapon, but killed a couple of them that are right next to each other. I give it. But when these people are spread out over 30 feet...
Yeah, no. It's going to be losing speed. It's covered in... Like, there's no...
So of course that happens. A fight ensues. She gets up, and then of course Moon shows up.
Well, no, it wasn't because like if it was her old girlfriend and everything from the widow's place,
right?
She just walks up and slits her throat like it's no big deal,
right?
Like
that's true.
She's like, I'm sorry. You're like, okay, Tilda, you're
there was
officially
no
bad.
love.
Yeah,
0 love.
Apparently she wasn't.
I don't know if that was her girl. I think that the girl is her regent.
Okay.
I think that's somebody she just knows. I don't think that's her girlfriend.
The one that sold out MK and everything. Like, that's who I'm thinking she is.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's who region is. Okay. So all that happens, and she starts fighting Moon. Mm-hmm. Now, Moon is awesome. He walks up, and he's using the hand and only his hand, kicks her a couple times,
And he's got the full feel of this thing down now.
Oh,
like,
man,
I mean, when he was fighting MK. Yeah, MK. He was still trying to test out the weapons and everything. Oh, no.
No, he's got it down. And so they end up in the woods. And I almost hate that they showed the video on the preview because Sherman Augustus, which is phenomenal, he showed us a little video where they're having this fight scene in the woods. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. Some people have griped about the anti-gravity, where you're bouncing off this tree and coming this tree. To me, there was only one little part.
Yeah.
Where Tilda kind of did that one time, but she was on the decline from coming out of a high tree, so it really didn't bother me a whole lot. But when they are battling and she kicks this wood structure at him, and he takes his sword and turns into the chainsaw massacre and right through it, and I was just like,
and then like just seeing it split and everything. You're like,
when you see it split, but not only that, you see the sawdust.
Yes,
to me that was epic. To
the attention to detail they have in these fight scenes right now. Oh my god! Like this is why we're watching the show.
That right now is my favorite scene of this season. To me, that is one of the top ones.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely up there, and he's been a part of every single one of your favorite scenes so far.
So far, yeah. I mean,
he's still in the show.
He is, and we're hoping to get him on the show.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Anyway, wow. I mean, and so of course you see Tilda running and everything, and you end up chasing each other, but. Somehow she's running, but then she ends up back at her own compound. Did you notice that?
I did. And like on the roof of it and everything where everyone can see her fighting. And I didn't understand it. And I was just like, okay, whatever. There's going to be a reason for it. And there was.
I mean, I get you don't want to leave your people. You're supposed to, you want to be loyal and you're that so on. It ended up saving her in the long run, but it did kind of confuse me.
But I mean, you're fighting the most important person. Like you also kind of want to draw him away.
True. Very, very true. Well, anyway, she ends up losing the battle. She gets knocked out. Her people take her away.
Props to this woman who steps up to essentially.
What is her name? God, that's going to bother me. It'll hit me later in the episode.
Like the only name I can remember was Odessa, and I know it wasn't her. Oh, it was Odessa?
I think it's Odessa. I think that's correct. So, of course, she gets up there and they're battling, and then you don't see what happens. That's just kind of the. She gets away. That's the whole deal. Which, I was okay with. Like I said, I thought the fight was fantastic. I thought all that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I had no...
It was solid. I mean, start to finish. Other than the wanted, taking 9 throats out.
Yeah, the very beginning of the fight, I thought the entire fight between Tilda and Moon was great.
Yeah. to me, it was the highlight of the episode. I mean, in the first 5 minutes. It cuts away. We get Baji and Sonny, and Baji's bitching about these outfits and having to wear this bolo hat and everything else, and they're driving through the war zone area. They arrive at, the widow's compound, and there's nothing but kids around.
Yeah, like, how has she not gotten any information to these people in the slightest?
I don't know. I guess when you're doing the front lines, it's just hard to get communication out there. Like, evidently the supplies truck have not come. They've been waiting on morphine and medicine, and people have been dying horribly.
I mean, but like a carrier pigeon or something for 2 regent changes? Because they didn't know Sonny had been regent, and he just assumes the role because he was and whatnot.
Well, I think he just took advantage of opportunity.
Well, yeah. I mean, he 100% did, and he was their regent at one point in time. But just to say that these people didn't know the 2 recent regent changes, that's huge.
Right. I agree.
And
100%.
I have zero reason for these people to still want to be fighting for her. And I mean, that's been a big topic.
Well, at least they do talk about it in the episode.
Yes.
I mean, at least they do cover it, where you're just blind by ambition and bloodlust and creating a name for yourself. So I do appreciate all that.
And bravo for Sonny for taking advantage of this and coming in with the swagger needed to pull it off.
I agree. So before we get to the actual fight of this choke point and everything like that, we do have little scenes earlier where Lydia, describes how she's a turncoat. You do have Moon who, realizes that she's the turncoat after they talk to Odessa. And
I've got to say, the other person still in this season is Lydia.
Yes, Lydia is doing quite well.
She full change from last season and everything.
Well, she's become a primary character.
Yeah, and I think that's what she needed.
Plus,
she needed more screen time.
Plus, she doesn't have a flat tip shovel in her hand. So right now, she's doing great.
As long as we never put another shovel in her hand, she stands a chance of remaining a top character.
Yes. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to season 2. You'll understand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but don't watch it for the love of God.
Moon basically makes his moves. I got that feeling again. I have feelings for you and like that, and gets denied.
For now,
I know. Right. I thought his move was a little fast because he's saying it and stepping in and making it. Like he didn't let it marinate. He didn't put the words in there and let her get saucy.
You gotta wait an episode or 2 before you come back.
There was no merit.
You gotta plant the seeds. You gotta nurture.
Yeah, I mean, caress.
Yeah, you can't
work
just
it.
jump
you gotta
right back
water it.
into
Let the sun hit it. And he was like, he threw the seeds in and was expecting the tomatoes to already have bloomed. I mean,
he was like, I've already put in all this nurture to work. Like, why would I do it again?
It's like, he was counting on whatever happened in the past to already still be alive. That vine died years ago, friend. And so. She gets denied. It is what it is, and leaves.
But I really like that he actually destroyed the evidence. Like, he's not trying to hold that over her or anything.
Well, there's no reason to have it anymore. He knows she did it. I mean, she just had to admit it. So.
But I mean, it's still to have it to point over to the widow.
Right.
I mean, she already knew, but to have that.
Right. Of course, there's a scene where they've got MK tied down. And, you're trying to kill yourself and all that garble. And then it turns into we have another scene later where they're force-feeding him with a engine funnel.
That's murder. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because
kudos to... I know he's not actually eating something. I'm sure that funnel was blocked so he was just filling up a funnel. But I was squirming watching this scene.
Well, because if you're on your back, there's no way for him to swallow, right? You're just
essentially it had a block in his mouth to make sure it stayed open, and that funnel was in through the hole. I was like, it was really tough. I really was kind of leaning to the side, holy crap. And then this fella and on top of him that looks at what he looks like. It's bad enough to try to eat. You see that face when you're trying to eat. I mean, it was rough.
And the smile he has, enjoying it, ooh, and then this liquid neon yellow. Oh no,
it was bad.
And he would always do it in spurts. He's not just giving you the full load or anything. He's like, here's a little bit, and we'll stop. I was like, nope.
Right, yeah. So while this is going on, given we're jumping around, Tilda comes back because she
just like the widow predicted.
Because she talked to Lydia, and Lydia said, you got to play the game. You got to know where you're going to make your moves. It's a chess game, blah, blah, blah. So she comes back. She's walking there. She's talking to Widow. And suddenly, MK just gets his powers back.
Yeah, because they were trying to murder him with this yellow...
Okay, well, he suddenly gets his powers back, but they show a quick scene of, when he's remembering his mother dying and seeing his his twin in the field and stuff like that. And so he turns black, and suddenly you see these guys just blow through the glass.
Loved it.
And then he comes out, and he's Billy Badass right here. Two guys come at him.
Cannon fodder A and cannon fodder B. Throw these stars at him.
Exactly. So then he does this spinning kick, which was pretty freaking awesome. This is one time the spinning kick worked. Talks these two guys out, and then hits the widow hard enough where she flies all the way against the back wall, bounces, the stuff explodes everywhere. Really, really cool scene.
How are you feeling about his control of it?
Well, that's the part. All that was great until the last second when Tilda walks in front of him and says stop, and he just turns the power off.
Well, not even that, because like she's done that before, but he's like, do you remember what I told you before? Right. I'm here to settle up on. I was like, why are you in this much control of your body?
He had no control last time. Yeah. But here's the other thing, is that whenever he gets cut, he turns black. The guy throws a ninja star and cuts him into the stomach. He pulls it out and kills him with it. Doesn't turn.
Nope.
So are we to believe now that he suddenly has absolute control or a new way of turning on the black guy? But see, that doesn't match. When you watch the last episode, they were cutting themselves to get it turned on.
They were still having to cut and everything.
Correct. So,
And the widow cut him before they started feeding him.
Exactly. So this is where one of my gripes of continuity is like, you're going to have to do some splaining.
Yeah, we just have zero reason for any of this.
Yeah, you really going to have to do some splaining.
Maybe it was the liquid that activated it. We're grasping
it was cannabis soup is what it was, and it got him.
Campbell's Chicken Doodle, brought to you by...
He got their little plug in. Yeah,
but cool. I got nothing for
I really don't. That was a gripe to me.
Yeah. I love that Tilda was still able to control him, and he's like, I'm out. And Tilda had just made this deal.
Yeah, and then she's...
the widow's just like, go. I'm going to follow you, essentially, is what those eyes said. But you're absolved from being my regent and everything.
Here's the thing that makes me think about this, is that the widow lost a gift. Now she's seen that you can get it back.
Well, because remember, she said that MK didn't lose it. It was buried deep within him again.
Okay, and was hers taken from her?
Hers was taken from her.
All right, make sure we're
Baji's was taken from him.
All right.
Potentially. Because I have no idea what to do with Baji. I will say nothing.
We'll get there in a minute.
I'll say nothing with confirmation about Baji.
So anyway, and that's kind of the wrap of the widows thing like that. So let's get back to Sonny and Baji because they have the meat and potato of the episode.
This shooter alley, when we're first introduced to it, I'm in love.
I am too. I really like it. I love the introduction to it where he's like, here, take the hat. He's like, no, take mine.
Try this one.
You're right. All right. So a little gripe. He throws this hat up and it takes 2 arrows through it while it's in the air.
From opposite directions, right?
Yes. It didn't quite. It made it feel like
there was multiple
shooters. And like the guy said, he's like, there's at least 3 shooters up there. Okay.
So because 3 shooters makes it feasible because this thing's guarded at all hours of the day.
Correct. All right. So Sonny comes up with this plan which I like the plan.
Yes.
Where they pull the mirrors out to distract the shooter. Okay. And it blinds him. And, he's looking through the scope, having issues, and they're able to make their way up. And, of course, they introduce a new person named Ren.
I immediately hated her.
I immediately know anytime you introduce a new character who's probably not going to have a long shelf life.
Yeah.
I immediately knew she was either going to die ugly or
die fast.
She was going to be a person that becomes a handicap. Much like she ended up being.
Yeah. It's just like when she's just like, okay, whatever, let's just get on with the plan. I'm like, this is Sonny. Everyone knows who Sonny is. Yes. Show some respect.
Yeah. So when they run out there and... Okay, so we'll recap. They throw a hat in the air, and it takes 2 arrows
from different angles.
The ground. These 4 run out. Now, they got the light in their eyes and different things like that. Okay, and this guy's shooting arrows everywhere. He's missing. That's fine.
Well, no, it's not because it is explicitly stated he does not miss.
Yeah, but he's blinded. But it also shows several cutscenes of him shooting and almost hitting people numerous times,
and not blinded in a few of them.
Exactly. So it's a little inconsistent here and there. But of course, Ren takes a shot in the leg. She's laying there crying and fussing. But she's bait.
And Ren was with Baji, right?
Ren was with Baji.
So I don't know if you remember it, but when they're both running right before she gets shot. Baji is essentially slow man crawling, and no offense to Nick Frost, he's a lot bigger of a target than Ren is.
Let's go ahead and be honest with ourselves. It was like it was like watching the blue Kool-Aid man run around cars, and
you're going from shooting fish in a barrel to trying to hit a quarter in the air, and you choose to go with the quarter in the air.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. Anyway, she takes one in the leg. She falls. She's fussing. They're realizing that they're waiting for somebody to go out there to them because it's just bait. Sonny decides to go and get a car door. Which he's not blinded by this time.
No.
Okay, so he's shooting bolts to this car door. Now, these bolts are going through the car door. Did you notice that?
I did.
They're half the arrow sticking out. So that means the other half is through it.
The poison-tipped arrow.
Correct. So, okay. So he goes and protects her. They grab the girl. They drag her to a car, a truck, whatever you want to call it. And they decide to get into it. Cool scene where they're shooting arrows through the window.
Yeah, they're shooting it through the door and everything.
And they're having to move while they're hot wired. Now, of course, they hot wired it rather pretty easy, but okay. They get into it. He drives back to get room for Baji to get in. That's fine with that. And then, you know what I was expecting? I was expecting him to drive forward to finish the mission.
Well, yeah, because where was the strike? It was at the end of the alley.
Right. So you're already 3 points away. You're home run, man. Instead, he puts it in reverse.
It goes all the way back.
I was like, oh,
you've got to be kidding me.
I mean.
And then we go with another plan?
I didn't quite get that part.
This makes zero sense.
I didn't understand, but okay. So we bring Ren back. She's got these 3 wounds, and they're nasty. I mean, when they show them, they are nasty. She's suffering. She's in pain. There's no morphine, no nothing. And this is my big gripe.
Her and Baji are just sitting there talking, having a conversation, everything. Yes. She's like, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. Okay, cool. And then here's where the big gripe comes in.
Yeah, well.
Because they built a little bit of connection.
Like we said in the last episodes, Baji cannot have a new ability or something we didn't know about him every damn episode.
To explain away all of this stuff.
Okay, so last episode, what was it? I know the witch.
Yep.
We need to go this way. The episode before that, it was this.
I've already sent the messages to them and everything,
right. Yeah, I mean, one thing after another. Baji is the man of mystery. He's like the human Swiss Army knife that has, you need a tool? I've got that. You know what I mean? And so she's in deep pain, and he comes over there and gives her a little foot massage that has the Kung Fu Panda glow when you hit the belly and like that. And she immediately goes to sleep like she's feeling good. All right, you still have some ability. That's great. It was just kind of like, oh, all right, again, you got something new we didn't know about.
We should have seen this by now.
Really, I mean, to me,
you can take away pain. Like, what happened when poor little Henry's been crying for days on end?
Yeah, I mean, it's just him knowing the Mad Witch to get the story to move along was all we needed for this half season for him to have the
convenience,
the convenient unveil of I know this will get us there, blah blah blah. We don't need this every single episode. He cannot continue to do this, or it's going to become redundant and hurt his character overall.
And to us, it has.
It has, because I love Nick Frost.
Yeah.
I'm liking what he brings to the table. I like how they're making him more lovable. And all that stuff. So
but it's like, and not only that, but we up it again to where he becomes anesthesia for an amputation.
Yes, I mean, he looks at her and goes, "There's nothing you can do," and he goes over there and he's doing his, his woosah and deep breaths and putting it on her. And this woman takes her sweet Jesus time to cut this leg off.
And I love his you can start just go,
get it going here.
But also, people, if you didn't see this coming, Baji somehow didn't. Don't okay someone's amputation of a leg without consulting them a little bit.
Yes, I'm with you.
Because if I'm waking up and someone amputated my leg, I'm dying or you're dying.
Especially where you amputated it. I mean, we're right at the crotch.
Yeah, you have half of your thigh
There's
left.
not even anything to hook up to a stub.
No.
I mean, I get it. Yes, you're trying to save somebody's life. You made a connection. You feel sorry for her. It's a girl. All that good stuff. So I was fine with all that. And I really liked how she tore him down.
Yes.
Later on, where she's like, what do you expect? There's nothing for me. I can't do this. I can't do that. Which is so true.
I can only sell myself. I was like, ooh.
And who wants a one-legged, and I was like, wow. And that's so true. And so it was tough. And like Nick Frost did a good job of like.
So, but it's better than the alternative, right? Mm-hmm. And everything. And like, I agree with him. Like, I think it was. You saved their life, but like you said, she gave it to him, and it was just like that true venom of like back and forth.
It was like, I really, really like this scene. I know it was harsh, but like it felt like true chops. Like they were really coming at him, and you could see Baji's face of.
I mean, it was like the Lydia and Tilda scene. Like, I mean, Lydia took it and was like, "You'll understand later."
Right.
And that's what Baji was.
And so that was really tough, and I appreciated that scene. I really liked that scene. So Sonny comes up with a plan of using an old bow, the old single string, and to do lit arrows to shoot up there to create a fire, distraction, whatever you want to call it. To me, the second attempt seemed a lot easier to get up there. Using the fire arrows, whether he's not blinded. What do you think about the scope that has night vision?
I don't know. Like, how do you have that technology? Like, I mean, I guess they are in the future. Like, that was already stated and everything.
I guess. I mean, some people like on social media were griping about, but he also flipped back and forth with his scope numerous times. Why, I mean, if you need night vision, that's great. You don't undo it, I mean,
just because there's flaming arrows, you're not going to magically be able to see in the dark with a non-night vision scope.
So that was unique. So anyway, they got up there really, really quick. He did a really cool acrobatic thing where he goes up the wall. Like, he goes up there.
My thing is just like, how is this guy awake?
Yeah,
because like
does he sleep?
Yeah,
I mean, he's a single shooter. I mean, you got to find the time when it takes a break.
And he's been guarding this nonstop, and no one's not seen him.
True.
Like, that's a big thing to me.
That's a big deal. Evidently, he has an endless supply of Red Bull.
Yeah, he gives you wings.
Yeah,
and that's how he got up there.
So we get up there. There's a fight ensues. This guy's pretty dang good.
Yeah,
I mean, even though
this has to be close to Chow's Regent.
I mean, like a lot of cool shots. Trip lines, the whole 9 yards, the hand-to-hand combat, drops the knife in their hand.
Like, to catch it and everything. But like I've never been in a knife fight or anything. But like if I see someone like looking to drop it, wouldn't you just try to punch them in the face instead of like try to like go with the other hand?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a martial artist, so I wouldn't know.
It looked cool. But I mean, it looked cool that they went for it and everything. But like, my thought was just like, I'm just going to punch you in the face now. Like, I don't know.
So Sonny, goes through his, really cool fight scene. I really enjoyed it, and he hits the trip line, and the guy takes an arrow in the shoulder, and he decides to give him medical care and tell him, and the guy's like, "I'm just doing my duty," and I know all about it. And then I saw this coming. I don't know about you.
I saw
the young guy's like, "We're gonna make sure no harm comes to this guy." And he just pulled a knife out and just cut his throat wide open. Which was brutal. Brutal.
And I mean, I was expecting a big soliloquy of just like, what do you mean you wanted to save him? He's killed endless of my people and everything. Of course he has to die.
Right. I did. But I will tell you, I was surprised that Sonny didn't do something to the guy.
So was I.
I really thought for sure, at least kick him in his teeth. Instead, he just looked at him and like,
I gave you an order.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked that Sonny was, because like part of it's like, I just got to get out of here as quick as possible.
Right.
Because I'm not even supposed to be here.
Right.
So, I mean, like some of that stuff and everything.
Well, there's so many people who are hating on having the baby thing. Like babies ruin shows and da-da-da-da-da. And to me, this episode, it didn't hurt much.
No. They're doing a good job with it right now. But, like, are we really going to be able to set them off at a babysitter at every pit stop? That's to be seen.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's the biggest thing is, like, there's been a babysitter.
It's convenient.
Yes.
A little convenient, but it's
I'll accept it.
But it's not too much on this situation.
I'll take that over the alternative of, like we said at the beginning of the season, of having a baby.
Yeah. Well, thank God Lydia has not become the caretaker for the entire season.
Yes.
So that worked out well. Again, so they move through, and, that kind of wraps the episode.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the episode. I mean... He wraps up Henry, and we're heading towards the other side of the wall now.
It is, so we've made it across. We have that good little scene where he talks about how they're kids and don't know any better. I used to be the same way, and all that. And the only thing that's left is that you see the truck has come and shown up at the widow's lair, and you see Moon outside, and he's like, "Who are you? What's going on?"
I'm your regent. It was like, no.
The regent sent me door, and he goes, "No, I'm your regent." And he goes, "Describe him." And he goes, "Well, he's of such height, dark hair,
does everything,
and has a sword." it says everything but the obvious. He's of Asian descent.
Yeah, like just be like, he's an Asian man.
Yeah,
with your sword.
Right. I mean, he's Asian, short dark hair. I mean, like that right there should have been the clue.
I'm pretty sure Sonny's the only Asian character we have on the show.
Well, he's the only Asian character who's going to be a regent on Widow's side. Let's put that in perspective. So to me, it was like, okay, there's nothing wrong with the politically correct here. You can describe the guy as being Asian descent and had a sword with rings on it. That would have carried a lot better than
he has black hair,
dark hair, and a sword with rings.
Like you described Baji. Congratulations.
Yeah, really. I mean, if you said 400 pounds, then,
hey now, tree daddy now.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
he's short. Anyway,
got tree.
But Sherman Augustus, the look on Moon's face when he realizes the sword and the skull on it, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, once he realized it was his and that he's taking his job now, too, it's just like...
it's like a double insult, you know?
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Easy now, easy. But yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. And then the next episode, like, we're going to get away from talking about previews.
Yeah.
You know, it changes... To me, the preview made where they're going a complete flipping script. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
you know, it's not what you expect. So basically, which is a good thing for me. But guys, what did y'all think of the episode? I thought, like I said, we really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, minus the wanted scene. Minus, you can't use the word Asian.
Yeah.
And,
and a little bit of the shooter alley. Like because I really did struggle with him missing. Because he just missed a lot of easy shots.
But the rest of it was on point. This is where he had some really good writing, really good acting in some parts. I really enjoyed.
I can't express Lydia's acting enough.
Right.
Like
right now, the two people stealing the show are Moon and Lydia are stealing the show in my mind.
And I mean, I know she already shot him down, but do you think that they end up becoming a thing by the end?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
I'm interested to see where they take each other.
I'll be honest with you. I think Moon, Sherman Augustus, is going to become like a pivotal character for the entire series.
I think so. I think Lydia is going to give him to bury the hatchet with Sonny.
Maybe so. It's going to be really interesting to see where it's going to come, and so I'm really enjoying it.
Because there's definitely going to be a rift between Lydia and Widow by I think mid-season.
I agree.
And
I agree. I think the cat's going to be out of the bag by then.
And Moon's going to take Lydia's side.
Guys, as always, check us out on social media. If you listen to us, do us a solid. If you see our stuff, like it, share it. If you get a chance to get on iTunes or whatever podcast thing you're listening to give us a positive review, it really, really helps us. We do those algorithms, all that stuff like that. Bottom line is you share it, you like it.
It helps us.
It helps us immensely. And, of course, like I said, let your friends know. Trying to build a base, and we really appreciate everything y'all got. We're going to keep rocking it for Into the Badlands. But like I said, this episode rocked. We're looking forward to the next one next week. And
as always, thank you for listening.
Yeah, no doubt. So, guys, this is BleedTV, and I'm Zach.
And I'm Cash.
We'll see y'all next week.